Football, it is back. Training camp, it opened today, looking to build on one of the NFL's top defenses.
We've been counting down the day. Well, Mia has since about, I don't know.
The end of last season.
End of last season. But after an inconsistent season on offense, fans are wondering and hoping the offense can improve enough to lead this team to a championship. Jason Bristol, Luis Ortiz at camp with the biggest takeaways from day one.
On the first day of Texans training camp, not a lot of action, but there was lots of talking.
Yeah.
Luis, what was the most interesting thing you heard?
Well, look, we all know that Will Anderson Jr. is a student of the game. So he talked about what he does and what the things that he focuses on when he is looking to improve, right? So today when I asked him about, okay, well, what about your goals? You've already talked about what you've done to improve. What about your personal goals? And he had a really interesting answer.
When you start to look at the outside factors too early, like right now in training camp, I'm not really looking at any of those things. Like I'm worried about like how am I showing up in the run game? How am I showing up in the pass game? How am I showing up being a leader? And then once those things come into place after training camp, then I start building my goals.
And that's classic Will Anderson Jr., right? Selfless. He's always thinking about everybody else and really not focused on himself. His whole thing is he wants to help the team win.
And then you have the other guy who was part of that phenomenal rookie class, C.J. Stroud, in line for a possible big second contract. It was interesting. CJ was asked, do you mind talking about this contract stuff? Is there a point where you will not want to discuss it? Here's what CJ had to say.
Not really. I mean, I'm leaving that to David. I don't really have that answer for you, so.
And I think that was a good way for CJ to answer that question, because sometimes if you say, oh, I'm not thinking about the contract or I don't want to talk about it, that may imply that it is on your mind.
Yeah, there's no win for losing for CJ. It's screwed if you do, screwed if you don't. So that was really the way to go about it, even though, look, they want to get this done before football really gets going.
Well, we will see if that actually happens. So those are the most interesting things heard on this first day of Texans training camp.
So exciting. Thanks, guys. Still